Hi everyone, my name is Asha Creary and I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas and a licensed professional counselor supervisor in the state of Missouri. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to find a licensed professional counselor supervisor, an approved supervisor for supervision hours once you become an associate or in process of becoming a fully licensed LPC. So I'm going to go into 4 different ways in which you can do that. So the first way is going to be through Google. Absolutely. We don't get far in the world without Google. So why not start there? So once we get through Google, we are going to go through the licensing board website and we are going to find the list. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And we are going to extract the information from that list. And I'm going to show you how to use that list to go through Google to find a really good supervisor. After we do that, we are going to get into hashtags and social media and how to use that to your advantage. Another way we're going to do that is by salvaging your network. So a lot of us have access to people and we're just not facilitating conversations to be able to get what we need in order to get to the best supervisor for us. So we're going to go through those 4 things. So let's get started.
As mentioned before, we're going to get into the first way of finding a supervisor. So the first way of finding a supervisor would be on Google. Now, you can use this as the first way, or you can use the next way by using the BHEC website to find a supervisor as your options. But if you want to just do a quick search online, this is a way to do it. For example, I'm a licensed professional counselor or a future licensed professional counselor associate looking for a supervisor who does licensed professional counseling supervision. I am going to get on Google and I'm going to type in, I am in Austin, Texas, so I'm going to type in a search for Austin, Texas. Now, I might look in specific areas, such as I am in North Austin, my company is in Round Rock. So I'm going to look for a licensed professional counselor in Round Rock. Oh, let me type in supervisor. So I am searching for a licensed professional counselor supervisor, and there's going to be some stuff that pops up, but you're specifically going to be looking for supervision somewhere, or sometimes it'll say website mentions supervisor. But let me update this real quick. Well, actually, here's one. So let's click on Amy Space. Just a quick Google search. So if we go to Amy Space, she has a Psychology Today profile. It shows that she does supervision. And guess what? She has a website on Psychology Today. So we're going to click her website and we're going to open it up and we're going to look and see who or what her supervision looks like. So her name is Amy Space. So let's see if Amy Space is listed on here as a provider. And not here, but I'm sure you can call and probably get someone on the phone to tell you a little bit about Amy and if she is offering supervision at this particular location. So I'm going to go back to my search. Here's Psychology Today. Here is a bunch of licensed professional counselor supervisors in the state of Texas. And guess what? She has this disclaimer that says she has LMFT supervision open and available. She is a licensed professional counselor supervisor as well. So is he. She's a sex therapist. So if you're interested in that, that would be a good option and opportunity for you. If you are looking for marriage and family therapy or a licensed clinical supervisor, these are some people here. But I'm going to click on Alicia because she does LPCS. So I'm going to click her profile. I'm going to look at, what issues does she work with? Okay, these are some things I'm interested in working with. I'm also going to probably let's check out her space. She has images available. Her office is nice, calm, cool. I like it. And so now I'm going to close that so that I can go back. All right, so she does supervision. She specializes in EMDR, cognitive behavioral, San Play. She is CBT certified and she's a nutritionist. So if you want to maybe work with eating disorders or something like that, this might be a really good supervisor. Guess what? She also has a website. So I'm going to click on her website and let's check out the website. And again, I'm only going to do 3 of these just so that, I give you the gist of what I would be looking for. So she is an LPC supervisor. She has a few behavioral analysts at her office, or one. She has a life coach and an RBT there. And then she has 2 LPC or 1 LPC associate at her office. And she has a practicum student here. So if we go and look at, does she have her supervision rates here? No, I don't see them, but you can always call her. I'm more than sure you can. Online therapy, in-home treatment options, pre-op anxiety. So she specializes in those who have upcoming surgeries and different things like that. She's EMDR trained. She does animal assisted therapy, which is a really good thing if you want to incorporate animals into your practice. And she does biblical counseling, CBT. So if these are all some of the modalities you're interested in obtaining supervision or just more experience in, this will be a great supervisor. All right, so we're gonna do one more just for the sake of the one time, right? Let's see. Oh, she's a supervisor. I see LPC right here, so I'm gonna click this. And let's see what pops up. So we have Anita, and this is her practice. And she's EMDR trained. She does Gottman and couples therapy. She is trained in hypnotherapy. She's certified in telemental health. She's a national certified counselor. And she even has her license certification link here. She went to Mary Hardin Baylor, UT, and she's a doctoral candidate. So if you're someone who wants to get your doctorate later and you want someone who specializes in working with couples that have training in that and have been certified in EMDR, this will be a great supervisor. I'm not really sure what her supervision rate is. I don't know that I see it here. But anywho, Google is a great searching tool. I prefer the BHEC website, and when we get through the BHEC website, you'll see why. Google can be finicky at times because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to be clicking on a lot of blank sites. But if you want to start your search through Google, by all means, go do it. All right, so we are going to go through the second way in which you can find a supervisor. So we are going to go to the licensing board website. So we're going to do this by getting on Google. Here we go with Google again. And we are going to type in LPC supervisor, Texas. And then we're going to hit BHEC, which is the licensing board in the state of Texas. Should pop up. It'll say find a supervisor, Texas Behavioral Health Executive Council. So you're going to click on that. Now, if you're an LPC, you're going to use this one. If you're an LMFT, you're going to use this. If you're a social worker, you're going to use this. So we're going to click on LPC. It is going to download an Excel for us. And this is where we will start. So I'm going to click on the Excel spreadsheet. And I am going to kind of scroll this over here to the side because I'm going to need the internet. Then I'm going to put this spreadsheet over here. Now, I am going to tell you this list can be overwhelming. It can be daunting. It can be all of the things. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of zoom in on this list and we are going to create a filter. So here, we're going to click this. Then we're going to go to data. And then we're going to click filter. Once we click filter, this little arrow is going to pop up. So now we can select the major cities in which we want to choose from. For example, if I'm in Austin, so I'm going to type in Austin. I'm going to select those. Then I'm going to type in Pflugerville because that is a surrounding city. Then I'm going to type in Hutto. Then I'm going to type in, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to select all of these. So let me select Hutto. And then I'm going to go to Pflugerville. Will it let me select all of these? Okay, maybe not. Anywho, you're just going to go through and search for the major cities you want. So I have selected, I'm just going to stick with Pflugerville. So Pflugerville is small enough for me to skim through. And if I live in North Austin, I'm going to use Pflugerville. This list is public, so just note that you can always go to the licensing board website and pull all of these people. So it doesn't show what their specialties are. It doesn't show much about these clinicians. So now your job is to research them using Google, which is why I split the screen. So let's say I want to go with, I think that's Janae. I'm going to copy this name. And then I'm going to go over here to Google. And they may pop up. Let's see. There we are. So if they have a website, which this is probably them, they have Pflugerville, Texas. This is their last name. This is their first name. So now we're going to go to their website. This means that they're still practicing and they have supervision. So as I'll mention later on in the video, if this is a supervisor who specializes in working with children or specializes in dual supervision, such as LPC and LMFT, and play therapy, this is a great supervisor. This supervisor can provide you supervision not only with just general counseling, but they can support you with marriage and family therapy counseling, in addition to probably premarital counseling and, just the other non-traditional family types of counseling services, including in-laws, including co-parenting, including step parenting, all the things that will be involved in that. And it looks like she works with children. So if you want to specialize in working with couples, this will be a great fit. If you're looking for general counseling, this will be a great fit. And if you're interested in play therapy certification while getting your LPC supervision hours or associateship hours, this will be a great fit. Then you can just kind of go through and she specializes in EMDR. This will be a great supervisor. So just be mindful. And she specializes in Sandtray, parenting, teens. This will be a great supervisor if this is what you're interested in going into. So if you're looking for a supervisor in Pflugerville, this may be a great fit. She probably is full with her client list, but it looks like she has supervision readily available. Here we are. Then you're going to be going down her website and you're going to be seeing, her rates is $100 per session. Just be mindful that you have to pay weekly for supervision because you have to meet with your supervisor at least once a week. And look, she has other colleagues here. So again, if you pull down this supervisor list, this is a great way to pull. And then because Pflugerville is so small, the list is not that big. So if you're specifically looking for Pflugerville, let's look this person up, Jacqueline Urbach. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if you get to ever see this video and see that I mispronounced your name. Come on, you gonna let me select it? There we go. So I'm gonna select their name. And then I'm gonna go over here and do a big search in Google. LPCS. Pflugerville. Let's see if they pop up. I don't know that I see an individual website for them. But yeah, I don't see them. individually on here. So this might be a harder person to find or reach. Now, if she had a psychology today, it would pop right up, but I don't think I see that. Sometimes these NPI numbers don't really match the provider because there could be someone with the same name, but they're not popping up here, and that's okay. We'll just go to the next person. So if we want to know, let's talk about Tammy or meet Tammy. Let's see. So I'm only going to do about 3 of these. You kind of get the gist. So if you're in a major city like Dallas or a major city like Houston, you're going to want to look probably at the nearest outskirt to you if you're like on the edge of the city. For example, if I lived in Oak Cliff, which that's where I grew up, shout out to South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, I may look in Duncanville. I might not necessarily need to look within the city limits of Dallas. I may look in Duncanville. I may look in Grand Prairie. I might even consider, Mansfield. I may consider Wilmer Hutchins as a city to look into. This person, I don't believe is popping up, like their business isn't popping up. But let me see if I type in Pflugerville, if this person can pop up. Maybe. Let's see. Their LinkedIn is here. You might want to, nope, that's not their LinkedIn. Yeah, I don't see them online, and that's okay. That just means that either they're not accepting associates right now, or they just stopped practicing, or they're retired. And we'll get into that in another video. But, just don't be discouraged by this list. Just go through. So again, the first person we looked up was, when I find it, where's the no? Okay, so the first person we looked up was Christy Ragland. So again, if you're looking for RPT, meaning you can get your registered play therapy certification while getting your LPC certification at the same time, that is going to save you so much time and legwork, especially if she can provide supervision in both, and her fee includes both types of supervision. And we'll get into the different types of supervision in another video, so I'm not even going to go down that. But anyway, here you are. You can go to the licensing board website, and you can you can pull the list of supervisors in those designated cities, and you can just search them on Google. So again, we mentioned talking about Google in the previous section of the video, but if you're going to go through the licensing board to specifically see who's in your area, this is a great way to do this, on top of putting their information into Google to see if you can pull them up. So hopefully this part of the video helps. We're next going to get into social media and how to look up hashtags to possibly find an LPC supervisor in your area coming up next. All right, guys, so we are going to do an Instagram search for hashtags. Hey, Nacelle with Beyond the Happy. She's here in Austin. So if you're looking for couples virtual, she is here in Austin. Shout out to Nacelle. She is an amazing clinician. She's not an LPC supervisor just yet, but she is someone to follow and check out. Her hashtag is @BeyondTheHappy. I didn't know she was going to pop up. I just logged into my account. So anywho, shout out to Nacelle. Dr. Ebony is also a wonderful and phenomenal psychologist here in the area. Her hashtag is @Dr. Ebony Online. So if you're looking for a great psychologist or even just another provider in the area, Dr. Ebony is your girl as well. I love both of these clinicians. They are both phenomenal and amazing, and they're doing great work here in the city of Austin. So shout out to them two sisters. They are amazing. All right, back to the subject at hand. All right, so let's do a hashtag search. This is another way. So if you kind of want to get to know your supervisor or who this potential supervisor is as a person, this is a really, really, really good way of doing that. So I'm going to get on Instagram, and I am going to search hashtag LPC supervisor, and let's see what pops up. So this one has the most. So I'm going to click on this one, and let's see. Okay. let's click on this supervisor. Let's see. Where is she located? New client, Black therapist of Nashville. Okay, so she's in Nashville. So if you're in Texas, probably not the supervisor for you, but that is okay. Her site is amazing. I think I'm gonna follow her. Sorry, y'all. All right, so let's find out this person. Okay, so it looks like they are an LPCA, and and they have their LPC supervisor here. Where are they from? I'm not sure where they're from. Let's check her out. So I'm gonna click her website or hashtag. She is in Texas, and her supervisor looks like is in Texas, or she might actually be an LPC supervisor herself. So Dr. Monica, I am not gonna mess up her last name, but it looks like she is in Texas, and she provides supervision in Texas. So we can click her website and let's see. I see it says store, but let's see what her website says. Services. Okay, sis, shout out with the shirt. All right, so therapy, supervision. Here we go. Board approved supervision. Monthly rates. All right. Face-to-face hours. I don't see her rates, but guess what? Y'all can reach out to this nice sister here. She's somewhere in Texas. I don't know where you at. Where you at? And she got a nice little video here. So you might want to, or image, but this might be a great person to reach out to. I'm liking the energy. And she has an LPC associate here. So again, getting on Instagram, doing a hashtag search is going to always be a good option if you kind of want to get to know what type of this supervisor this is. She got regular videos on here. She reads books. She has a journal out. You know, she sis doing her thing. Look like she probably got some comedian type videos. So you might get to see who this is as a supervisor. Okay, let's see who else on here. I'm gonna do one more. She's in Missouri, so that's not probably going to be a good fit. Let's check this out right here. Where are you located? LPCA, probably in Texas, because we are one of the only ones. She's in Houston. Yay. Okay, let's check her out. I'm gonna follow her, but let's follow her page. All right. So I'm gonna click this, and she does supervision. Check her website out. Here's a little snippet about who she is and what type of supervision she does, what to expect. Here's the fee schedule for supervision. So she's $350 a month. She has packages for those who want to work for her for a fee split, and then she has another option for a few hours a week. So 5 clients a week here, and a minimum of 5 clients a week with 6 hours in the office. So just kind of doing some research. This looks like this is going to be a pretty phenomenal supervisor. So shout out to, where is her name? I'm so sorry. Let me just go back to Instagram. Shout out to this sister here. I can't even tell y'all what her name is. I don't see it, but she's located in Houston if you're looking for a supervisor in the Houston area. And this is one way. So that's just one way. If we click on some of these individuals here, LPC associates, so they are probably in Texas, as I'm gonna follow them. They are probably in Texas as well, because again, I think we're the only ones that use LPC associate. Yep, she's in Grapevine. So she is offering supervision, and I know I did an extra one, but yeah, her website looks great. She's located in Grapevine, and you can email her. I don't see her rates on the website, but Again, this is a great way of finding a supervisor. If you kind of want to get to know who the clinician is, if you go down her page, this is her website. She likes to be in nature. She's closed for the holidays. She got some good content on here. So if you just kind of want to get to know this clinician and do your research, you can do it that way. But then if you go back to steps 1 and 2, which you're searching on Google or you're searching on the BHEC website, you can also look these providers up online. So if you find someone on the list and they have a name that may be their full name and their real name here, you might want to type that in. They might also have a website from their practice, and you might want to follow their social media page to kind of get to know each one of the clinicians as they have their social media imprint out there. So I hope this option was also helpful for you guys. Again, Instagram is one way. I'm pretty sure you can find an LPC supervisor on Facebook. I think that there's a group called Texas LPC Associates or something like that, and you can find a group, you can join it, and most of these groups are usually only readily available for those that just graduated. So I just use Instagram just because it's easier for me to search here. I'm not going to go into my Facebook because then you would know what my personal Facebook page is, and I'm a little ratchet on there, so I'm going to leave that alone. Anywho, Instagram, search. TikTok, search these hashtags. On Facebook, search LPC Supervisor or Supervision Group or LPC Associate. You should be able to find something there. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to get into how to salvage your network of classmates, professors, and just places that you work in ways in which you can find an LPC supervisor. And again, as I mentioned previously, on the BHEC website, some of these supervisors are retired, or they're not practicing, or they don't do it outside of where they actually work. So you may not be able to find some of these providers from the BHEC website online. But again, that's the third way. So let's hop into how to find a supervisor by salvaging your network that you currently have.
All right, so finally, we're going to look at using your network. So there's so many ways in which you can do this. The first way, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, is to build a relationship with your professors at your university. A lot of them are approved licensed professional counselor supervisors. Also, a lot of them, if they are not accepting associates, they do have friends that have availability for associates. So you're going to make sure that you start to facilitate these conversations with these licensed professional counselor supervisors in your program. So you're going to say, hey, I am Asha. I had you for such and such class. I really enjoyed you as a professor, and I am interested in seeing if you have openings for supervision, and if so, what are your rates and how can I go about getting started? Or you can say, I know that you're not a licensed professional counselor supervisor, or that you're not accepting any associate or supervision candidates right now, but do you have any friends out in the field who you think would be a great fit for my said anticipated population? Meaning, if you know you want to work with kids, you might want to see if they have colleagues that are licensed professional counselor supervisors that work with children that may also be duly licensed in supervision, such as RPT supervision or Sandtray. And so you want to make sure that if you're or video game therapy, you want to make sure that you ask the right questions to the right people. So even if your professor cannot provide supervision to you, or they may not be a good fit, or they're not accepting interns, they may know someone. So you want to make sure you facilitate these conversations. So if you're still in your graduate program, ask these questions now while you have access to them and start building relationships. Some of them may say, oh, well, don't worry about it until you graduate. Once you graduate, come back and talk to me. Others may readily say, here's a list of people you can reach out to once you come up on graduation. These are people that I know. These are people that I trust. Their work ethic is good. And I trust that they can provide the different types of supervision that you're looking for. Okay. From there, you also have classmates. So if your supervisors are not offering, or if your professors are not offering supervision, or if they don't have anyone in their network who can support you, then you're going to want to start reaching out to your classmates. So If you're in a virtual program, it's kind of hard to do this, but you want to start building relationships with your classmates, whether you're in person or whether you're online. So you're going to want to take time to reach out to that person that you're always commenting on their discussion board. You're going to reach out to the person who you seem to connect with the most through, virtual means through your program. And you're going to say, hey, I'm looking for a supervisor. If you find one, let me know. If you know of a supervisor, let me know. And from there, you guys can facilitate the conversations around how about we both be looking for supervisors, since we both want to work with the same populations and we both finish around the same time. It can benefit both of us if we're both searching for a supervisor that best fits both of our needs. Now, with your professors and your classmates, they both may know of sites that you can apply to work at that offer free supervision. So again, you're going to want to ask these questions when you reach out to all of these people so that you can get connected to the best person and the best fit and get the best bang for your buck. So that's the final way of finding a LPC supervisor. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you have a place of employment where you work in social services, for example, if you currently work for a school district, if you currently work with a hospital, if you currently work for a practice that offers behavioral health services in some way or capacity, if you are in a position where you're kind of in the field, you're going to want to ask around. I do know that there are some places here in Austin that offer free supervision. Same in Dallas. If you go work for them, they will offer free supervision. And if you already have a job, they may also say, once you graduate, let us know so we can bump up your pay and so that we can provide free supervision to you, especially if you're an employee here. Now, in free supervision, you really want to ask yourself, am I going to get the quality and supervision that I want and need? And am I going to get the supervision, the best supervision that I need? For example, I worked in a school district. My supervisor was in private practice. It worked perfect. Why? Because I worked in a school district and I was getting direct services in the school system and I learned the school system. And she had the experience to navigate through that with me. But she also was teaching me how to engage in private practice best practices, such as how to do diagnostic, how to diagnose clients, how to do billing, how to use the DSM. These are things that I wasn't necessarily doing in a school district, because in a school district it was different, right? All we did was group. We put together programs, we did schedules, we did career counseling, we did everything except for a lot of that direct clinical stuff. We in a school district would typically refer them to our campus-based licensed mental health professionals, or we would refer them to an outside third party. So just be mindful that, make sure it makes sense, right? As I mentioned before, my supervisor was in private practice. I knew I wanted to be in private practice, and she had the tools and the skills necessary to support me in the school district as well. So it worked. Now, if I want to work with kids and my supervisor doesn't have experience working with kids or navigating the education system as a supervisor, that may not be the best fit. You might want to find an RPT supervisor, someone who has been working with kids for a while. Even if they didn't work in the school district, they can still support you with navigating conversations that impact your clients while they're in school, that is impacting their journey with you in mental health. So just be mindful of that. So again, just ask yourself, what type of quality am I going to get out of this supervisor if I go with this supervisor? So you can choose to go with a free supervisor and have them support you, but you also may want to be able to say, okay, well, I'm going to keep this supervisor, and in 6 months, I may start spending money for a supervisor that I need. So it's okay to start for free and then transition over to a supervisor that will be best fit for the second half of clinical supervision for yourself. So again, If you want to be in private practice, but you're working for an agency and that supervisor doesn't have experience in it, and they're offering free supervision and you don't have the money, go for it. While you're doing that, the first 9 months of supervision, save, put money aside. Then the second half of supervision, you may want to get an outside supervisor who is in the arena of clients and services and different things that you're interested in to help you get to where you're going. So with that being said, that is all 4 of our ways in which you can find a supervisor. So again, the first one is Google. The second one is the licensing board website. The third one is through social media hashtags. And the fourth one is going to be salvaging your network at school with your professors and with your classmates and with your place of employment. So I hope these 4 things helped, and I hope that it helps get you started on your journey. Wishing you the best of luck, and peace out.